live over here. I'm live here.
I'm you.
So you should have done the ocean up. I've done the ocean outside and the reverbs. Right. That come from over there.
Come from me.
Yeah.
I think maybe just turn the volume.
Yeah, you just turn the volume down.
Or just mute if it's down.
Yeah. Now, do you have like a separate tab open with just a play on YouTube on the YouTube itself?
No, this is Facebook.
Oh, okay. Shalom, Yahweh come from. What's this on? Rodham, Holland. They say no volume. How about now? If you hear me, Orlando Aponte, de Michigan. Tírame con un número uno. Hit me with a number one. Vamos bilingual. We're going bilingual today, of course, you know how it is.
Okay, I think when you did this, that's when the echo started.
All right.
God, that's swap. That's a speaker. So you don't have to hear him saying that. That's
Just make sure I don't hear no reverb.
So this will be cut off.
yeah, you can cut that off. Just say type 1 if you can hear it, just to make sure that they can hear it still.
Yeah.
Unexact. I'll type.
That's a fellow.
So anyway, before we get into it, questions. Questions here or online? Anybody? Questions? No? No type of question. Look at that. The law about holding grudge.
The door.
Leviticus, the door.
The door. Oh, God.
Somebody give me that.
It's like, what was that, sir?
The law about holding grudge against thy brother. No.
That bad?
No, I just have my.
Ahora te escucho. Chévere. Oh. Chévere. Ok, anybody online got a question? Tenemos preguntas aquí. So y'all should know about Jamashah. It says, I hope Baba Yum Yum. All right. Any questioning? No? What you need?
I got one for you.
Yeah. You can see, yeah, this one, yeah, he can. Somebody found the law.
Leviticus 19:18.
You got it?
Come on.
Just say where you at so everybody can follow through.
This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 18.
Okay, Levítico capítulo 19 y versículo 18. Not to come back and read that back in Spanish, so give me a second.
Come on.
All right. (19 and 17, 18), right?
Come on. 19:18.
We want to start at the 17.
Come on.
Go ahead, read it.
Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Stop right there. It's saying, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Everybody's clear as to what the heart is, right?
Come.
It should be, by this time, everybody here at least should know. Now, if you online, this is your first time online, you don't know what when the Bible refers to your heart, it's not talking about this muscle. Okay, it ain't talking about this. This has a function in your body, of course, but it ain't for holding grudges or hating. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Catholics and Christians, I feel it in my heart. Listen, I feel it in my heart, getting all emotional.
God.
Now, before we continue, let me go back in Spanish. Dice, no aborrecerás tu hermano en tu corazón. Okay? significa aborrecerá, es español antiguo que significa odiar, ¿ok? No, y dice en tu corazón, no se está refiriendo a este músculo que se utiliza para pompear sangre. They ain't talking about, like I said, this muscle that just pumps blood. That's all it does, okay? The heart is talking about, of course, as we know, your memory, tu memoria. Me lo memoricé de corazón. I memorized it by heart. You know? So we ain't supposed to, up here in our conscience, in our mind, hate our brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unfortunately, because of this kingdom, because of how things are set up, because of not wanting to follow orders, because of not wanting to be man enough to take an order from somebody,
Right.
we end up hating the person or persons that are put in charge. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you can't get mad at certain things in life. Don't get it twisted, you know. But you can't commit sin behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't do that. Matter of fact, if you can find that, right? But keep reading the question.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Right. So what does that mean?
To correct check them.
Okay, but get me swift. How would you go about checking your brother?
Bro. Sorry.
The precept where go to your brother.
That's
as
what
a
I
brother
find that.
in America.
Right? So hold on, let me get this back in Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, dice, en ninguna mente reprenderás a tu prójimo. Right? It says, thou shalt rebuke thy what?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy
The
neighbor.
neighbor, right? He's using the word neighbor. Está utilizando la palabra prójimo. Prójimo es vecino. Vecino no significa cualquier pendejo que vive al lado tuyo. It don't mean any sucker that lives next to you like that. You know?
Right.
What if the white man lives next to you? What if a Chinese man lives next to you? What if somebody, an African, lives next to you? Is this law applying to them? No, hell no. You know what I'm saying? And it's so deep. Like, we got to remember, the Lord loved his children so much that he put laws in there to make sure brotherhood exists.
Right.
You understand? He wants to make sure and has done it perfectly in giving us the recipe to make sure brotherhood exists within his people. You know what I'm saying? The most obvious thing you could see with these other nations. This is obvious, right? Ethiopians come over here. Who do they go to for help?
Ethiopians.
Right. And what do the Chinese do? The same? The Arabs, right? So they extend brotherhood to their own, even the clans, even the whites, even all of them Europeans, they extend some brotherhood.
Right.
But our leaders tell us to join everybody.
Right.
When we join everybody, we can't extend brotherhood to each other because we're going to be too busy, too occupied with worrying about somebody else. ¿Verdad? Let me come back in Spanish. Like, esto es una regla, una ley perfecta en el Señor porque puso fraternidad entre su gente, ¿verdad? Un ejemplo obvio es cuando vienen los chinos, los árabes, los africanos, hasta la gente, la raza blanca, ellos se preocupan por lo suyo, pero mientras tanto nuestros líderes nos están enseñando que debemos ocuparnos de amar a todo el mundo. Y haciendo eso, ¿qué hace? Que nosotros nos olvidamos de nosotros mismos. I'm sorry.
No sweat. No sweat.
You should be used to that. Dog.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Did you get that?
I might got the wrong. Salaki, is it Matthew 5:24?
We're talking about go to him and him alone. That's what I mean.
That's not.
Help him out. Everybody else got it, can get it real quick, right?
It's like I also got the other precept you was asking.
Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26.
Let me get that in Spanish if you don't mind. But keep reading.
Come on. Be ye angry and sin not.
What did the Lord say?
Be ye
Now
angry.
stop right there. You can be mad at something, right? If I did something to you that was off, right?
Right.
You could be mad at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all aren't immune to this.
Right.
I don't care what position you are. We all are not immune to this.
Right.
Right? Also, somebody finally let not thy anger go down with the sun.
That's this one right here, sir.
Is right there too? Okay. Be ye angry and sin not. Like, there's a problem.
Right.
In the ghetto, on the reservations, in the barrios, we suffer this.
Right.
We be angry at it, brothers, get all emotional and all uptight and want to end up killing each other, right? But yet, at the same time, in the same breath, our leaders are telling us what? Love everybody. Love everybody. Why they're not occupied how Commanding General Yohanna and the generals in the I.S.U.P.K are more occupied to get this family matters straightened out.
Right.
We are family. You got to understand, we are family. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. We are family.
Right.
All of us have family issues.
Oh, God.
The Lord put Commanding General Yohanna. I don't care who the hell you think you are
Right.
on the planet Earth. I'm saying it boldly. Straight up and down. He chose Moses, did he not? Then he chose Joshua, right? Did he not? And everybody that's in the Bible, he chose. He dealt with that man. That man dealt with the nation. Guess what, people, you Christians, T.D. Jakes and all that, Commanding General Yohanna is the man in charge of every Black and Hispanic and Native American Indian.
Damn right.
And don't you forget it until Christ comes.
Damn right.
Whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes down.
Right.
Don't care who you are. And guess what? He cares so much about us. He wants to know everything, every detail. You know what I'm saying? He coming at all kinds of avenues to make sure that his people are well taken care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got people who don't want to listen.
Yeah, oh, God.
Do their own thing, or they want the spotlight.
Oh, God.
Guess what? It was obvious in the Bible. Abraham was given the spotlight.
God.
After him was who? Isaac, right?
Oh, God.
After him who? Jacob, right?
Right.
After him, so on and so forth. The spotlight wasn't put on everybody.
Right.
Get used to it.
Oh, God.
Just go ahead.
And if I may, so that's the only thing that, for the most part, these cats have against the UPK. They hate to hear the fact that Commander General Yohanna gets the recognition he gets, but they don't say that he's not, ordained. They just mad that they're not the ones in the spotlight.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying?
God.
And you notice he don't gloat about it.
Come on, God, sir.
He don't make a big fuss about it. He know his position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These people, had they had the spotlight, they would make it a spectacle.
God.
Make dolls out of themselves.
Come
on now. Go ahead.
So like if I made to piggyback on what he's saying, I hear the same talk, the same thing they be saying.
Mm-hmm.
But what they forgetting is Moses' sister in the brothers in Egypt felt the same way.
Right.
That's why she got checked with by the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just like who else did that during the same time? The rest of us.
Mm.
God.
Right? Oh, we want to deal with the Lord.
Right.
And the Lord, no, that's you deal with the Lord.
Right.
Right.
You got to understand. You know what I'm saying? There's consequences to it.
Okay.
What you want can come with consequences.
God.
You know what I'm saying? But read it again one more time.
God. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not.
Right.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Okay. 6 and 4, you said? I got to get it in Spanish. Okay.
4 and 26,
4
sir.
and 26.
Come on, God.
It's a lot. Just bear with me.
No sweat, sir.
All right, 426. Okay, so it says this in Spanish, right? I hate sometimes how they put it in Spanish, but it says airaos, right? Which would be referring to be angry, right? Y no pequéis. I keep reading.
Come on, God. And sin not.
Mm-hmm.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Eso es lo que sucede, que tenemos que recordar, sí, tú puedes enojarte con alguien, ¿verdad? Entre los tuyos. Tú puedes estar molesto con ese hermano o con esa hermana, ¿verdad? Pero no puedes cometer pecado en contra de ellos. O sea, no puedes ir a salir, o voy a vengar de él, lo voy a disparar, o lo voy a matar, que es cierto, porque es I want to see Spanish curses, but you know, I'll hold that back. You know what I'm saying? Pero no podemos hacer eso. Keep reading.
Come on, let's end on that, sir.
Right? So, entonces dice, no se ponga el sol sobre vuestro enojo. Let not thy anger, right, go down with the sun, right, is what it says?
Right.
What does that tell you? What is that phrase telling us? ¿Qué esa frase nos está diciendo? Go ahead.
If I may, sir, it goes precept with the precept. If you have an ought with your brother, leave your sacrifice at the altar and go reconcile with your brother.
But it also goes with this one here too, right? Right? But give me the nutshell.
Come, meaning whatever the issue it is that you have that's causing you to be angry, resolve that issue before. He said, don't let it fester.
Right.
Do it before the sun go down.
Right. That's the problem we have in the ghetto.
Come on.
Eso es el problema que tenemos nosotros en nuestros barrios, en nuestra comunidad. Que el enojo no se termina ahí. Don't finish right there.
Right.
If I got beef with you, I'm supposed to go to you, yo, brother, blah, blah, blah. You can be mad all you want.
Right.
But if you ain't seeing that I'm trying to at least be brotherly towards you and trying to amends with you and get it right, damn it, we're gonna have a beef every day. And isn't that stressful enough? And on top of that, isn't it stressful on top of the fact that you living in a place that hates you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense for you to keep, like, the statistic itself spells out that we live in death, bro, every day. And don't we want to live? I'm saying, you know, like, where's our leaders in that? You know, where's our leaders stepping up and saying, no, and the thing is, I know there's Christian church leaders out there that put the Broadway show of their concern, right? But it's only to filter out the more suckers out there.
Right.
You know, the suckers fall in, boom, and they get more time. And no real change. Because I even had a conversation with my daughter the other day, and I mentioned it too. When you go to church, she does go to church, but she ain't there like that. But she just go at times, and I'll be like, yo, come on, how many times you sat there and hear somebody gossiping on your right or on your left?
Right.
All the time, but that's what you got to see for what it is.
God.
You know, ain't no gossiping here.
Right.
Because guess what's gonna happen? If you start gossiping against me, I'm gonna step to you.
Yeah, God.
Hey, brother, I don't like what you said about this. Why you said that? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, man, you know, you supposed to recognize that. You know, that was my bad, brother. I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong to take it. You know,
But the scriptures call that a backbiting.
There you go.
A murmuring, sir.
Murmuring, backbiting.
You know what I'm saying? You got something to say?
Wow.
Okay. That's what it is. But church, that's the part of it. That's how come it's so easy to be in your mindset like God, look, Christ did away with the law. Christ did away with the law means I could rape you. I could take your children and molest them.
Right.
I could talk about you to your face or behind your back, however I want to do it.
Right.
I could cause you to eat stuff that God, we clearly read in the Bible that's an abomination, but since he did away with the law, you know, I could do all kinds of things to you.
Right.
Not in the I.S.U.P.K. You got it?
No, I was going to mention something too.
Go ahead.
Basically, what kills me with them when they say the laws are done away with, like you say, you either rape, but at the same time, they still collect tithes and offerings.
That's it. You know,
God.
that's the part they don't ever forget. You know what I'm saying? In Spanish, para que podamos ver, ¿verdad? Si tú tienes un problema con alguien entre los tuyos, ¿verdad? El deber tuyo es ir donde esa persona y arreglar la situación, ¿verdad? Y si aunque tú estás enojado con esa persona, tienes que resolverlo antes que caiga el sol. Y en otras palabras, esto llega hasta este punto, vamos a arreglarlo ahora mismo, ¡pam! Se arregló, seguimos el camino. We keep going, seguimos el camino. Pum, punto. Nuestro líder en la iglesia, y es tan fácil de cancelar o abrogar las reglas, ¿verdad? Cuando ya decir que la ley ya no aplica, es fácil de bochinchar, de hablar malo de uno, de comer lo que no se debe comer, de violar, molestar a los niños, etcétera, etcétera. Todo es fácil, excepto, como el hermano dijo, cuando llega la ley de los diezmos, eso no se lo olvidan. You know? That's the part they never forget. You're absolutely right. Now, did you find it? Okay. Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, and go tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Read it again.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
See, that's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Go tell him and him alone. In the world, that don't happen like that. Go ahead.
I just got a thought back in the days.
Yeah,
in the world.
we all got that stuff back in the day.
back in the world, right? The old man would say, "Yo, you come talk about the road on this thing. You're not gonna talk to your brother alone. But your boys could potentially violate him."
Right. And the instigation.
Right.
See, and you know what's the beautiful about the Lord? Like he tried to save you from the embarrassment.
Right.
Like your business don't have to be put out there like that. We don't care about each other.
Right.
In fact, matter of fact, in church, the first one that'll throw you on the spot, el primero que te tira al medio is who? The first one, if you in church, who'll be the number one? And I go ahead.
The pastor.
The pastor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you why. Yesterday, I don't know if you noticed, I posted a video in Spanish
Come on.
of a female pastor who
Yeah.
was collecting tithes, right?
Come on.
And told everybody, write down your information here, that if you didn't, just put your information here, right? Then in the church, she asked everybody, okay, who didn't pay tithes? Raise your hand. And who's poor here? She said, who's poor here? And who didn't pay their tithes because of their poor, right?
God.
Right? And then you had a bunch of brothers, sisters that raised their hands, said, come up to the front. And they came up to the front, and then she started embarrassing every last one of them in front of the whole congregation. They're like, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? I don't think Christ would do that, unless he know you're a wicked person and you just holding back the money.
Right.
But if you damn poor, he's already he and she's already catching hell.
Right.
Why are you going to add more hell to them?
Right.
You're supposed to be a person of the Lord.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Piggyback on what you just said, there's a scripture, I forgot which scripture it was, where scripture said the least she was the poor, she get the least, but she gave the most.
The widow's mite.
Say,
The widow's mite.
You familiar?
the one with the one that gave the least, in the New Testament, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all she had. She had like what, 3 pennies, 2 pennies?
Two mites.
Right. And she gave the most. That's telling us something else on top of that.
Okay.
It goes into what I just said earlier. Some of them did have the money but held it back.
Right. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Also saying in that lesson is that the situation that Israel was in such a condition that nobody was going to bail them out. They had to bail themselves out.
Right.
Right? That applies still to today.
Come on.
This right here move only not because of the government, not because of other organizations, it's because we got to put in the work to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? To build this nation, because ain't nobody else going to do it.
Come on.
We such in a dire state.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like, if I may, so not just think about the Hebrew Academy, just the UPK is the only place where I know we have the mentality of don't call the police, be the police. Like Jeremiah always say, the Christians tell you to pray. Well, in the UPK, we make ourselves the answer to your prayers.
Right.
So it's just like the mentality. Everybody wants to join the revolution after it started, but nobody really outside of the UPK in the world. Nobody wants to be putting in the groundwork to spur the revolution.
And here's another thing. Only because of the conversation I had with my own daughter,
God.
when I had to answer her like this, right? She was telling me, I asked her, well, what do you do when you guys in church? What do you do when there's a bad situation?
Right.
Well, we pray. And I said, you see, that's the problem with church.
Right.
That's the problem with church. You think the Lord just wants you to pray?
No.
Nah. And I told her, listen, there was once upon a time, and this is in the Bible, where there was this family by the name of Maccabees.
God.
And the Greeks, these Europeans, right, were coming up against them. And the one part was like, nah, it's the Sabbath. We're not going to go to war. Right? We're not going to go to war because it's the Sabbath. While the Maccabees like, hell no, we'd rather live.
Come on, God.
And guess who lived? The Maccabees.
Maccabees.
And the people that rolled with the Maccabees.
Come on, God.
That's important. That part they don't teach you in church.
Right.
That part they don't teach you in church. I told her, listen, even though, like Christ said, man was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath for man, right? Even though it's a Sabbath, if you are at war, you are at war. You ain't going to sit home and wait till the bullet or the bombs come through. Go ahead.
I'll finish. I'll ask a question after you finish your.
Okay.
But it's on this.
On this, right? Okay. You ain't going to sit home and wait till a bomb come or somebody raid you or something, harm come to your way. You're going to prepare for that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Church, they make you lay in the bed while the things are happening outside. That's why it was so easy for Dylan Roof to step up in that church, act like he's going to get down with this and then kill people. It was the same back in the 50s, was it? When they bombed that church? The same scenario. You know what I'm saying? The same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. It's sad that other nations got to look at us like weaklings.
Right.
That's a sad thing. Now we can do whatever the hell we want. That's why they're always killing us. What our church leaders are saying.
Forgive, love.
Forgive, love, turn the other cheek. Damn that. I'm going to turn the other cheek when I have an issue with my brother.
Right.
God, I was going to bring up, this being a law class, I was going to bring up what you said about your daughter being in church. You asked her what they do. She said they pray. I was going to bring Proverbs 28:9. It says, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an
Which is
abomination.
one I told her right off the break.
Right.
Right off the break. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta do something. You know, you gotta do something. And that is so right. Go ahead.
So, is it lawful with this? Is it lawful to teach a rib to use it to gun training or anything like that?
When on the Sabbath?
On any day.
On any day. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
God,
What's wrong with that? Is there a law against this?
No.
Right. There's only sin when there's a law that's telling you can't do it.
Okay.
Right. Now, there's some laws you gotta do. There's some things that even though there isn't a law, you gotta look in the spirit. I'm gonna give you an example. Ready for it?
Matter of fact,
let's read it. Somebody give me Leviticus 11:7.
I got it.
Go ahead, read that.
Leviticus 11:7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Keep going.
Verse 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
Stop right there. So it's the pig, right? That's the swine. It's unclean to us. Of it ye shall not eat. Keep reading though.
And the carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. Verse 9.
That's it. Just with the swine. Is that the end of the swine? So it said that ye shall not eat, right? Did it say anything about you could drink its piss? Is there a law against drinking its piss? No, with you. No. See, sometimes you got to look at those things too. You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying, right? Sometimes you got to look at things in spirit also. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it, you know. Even though there's no law, should I teach it? Should I? Can I really trust her like that with a gun? You know, if you know she's down for you, she's hardcore for you.
Right.
You know, and you know she's on your side 150% with you.
Right.
You and the truth about the law, you know, and you know she knows the truth and so on and so forth. You know she's stable.
Right.
Ain't no law against it. But if you know that there's issues here and there, it pops up because she's Eve and Eve get carnal easily. Do you want to show her? Gotta think about those things. The little details you gotta just consider. And I would get counsel. Right. I would get counsel on this to find out if that's a wise decision to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would do it.
All
right. So cool.
All
right. So now we can go back to
Matthew.
You finished it?
I have a little bit more.
Go ahead. But the Ephesians one, so like I gotta get. You say Ephesians what? So I can read it.
4:26.
4:26. That's all. Okay, en Efesios 4:26 dice entonces aquel siervo. You sure? 26.
4:26. Come with God.
Oh, in Matthew. Sorry. Let me just run right through it. Come with God. 4:26. Oh no, we did that one. The Matthew's 18, and that's the one I was talking about.
18 and 15, we said a little bit more.
15? All right. Estamos en Mateo capítulo 18 y versículo 15. Give me a second. I want to see anybody on that side asking questions, concerns. Anybody on this side of the YouTube? Nope, nobody. Everybody's there. Sitting down good. All right. So Mateo 18, 15, you say?
Come.
All right, 15. You have a question, sis?
No, I'm good.
All right. 15, you say, right? So dice, por tanto, si tu hermano pecara contra ti, ve y redagúyele entre ti y él solo. Right? Si te oyere, has ganado a tu hermano. Now read that.
So from the top.
Where you was at? Yeah.
Oh, where was that up there? If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Do it from the top. So like.
Matthew 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained.
Now, stop right there. The hear thee, si te oyera. Somebody explain that part there. If he hear thee.
If you go to him and you say, hey, you did this to me, and he's actually like, all right, my bad. I recognize that I wronged you and I apologize.
All right. Is that how everybody wants it? How about you, Tomo? You
will say the same thing.
would say the same thing, and basically the bottom line, is that what you would say?
Yeah, I would say the same thing, but a little bit more deeper. If he hear thee in the law, because anybody you can go to and apologize, and then like they might, you know what I'm saying, think of another way to turn around and still stab you in the back. But you got to be into the truth to forgive thee, because you got to know how to like forgive the person. That's why I'm going a little bit more deeper.
Well, in that sense, if you was in here, yeah, right. If you was in here, yeah. Sometimes it could be happening without them being in the truth. Also, I know I've had situations where I stepped to a brother, or they stepped to me, and I bet, yo, my bad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So now we've gained each other's respect.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But for sure, you know. So we can go back to the Leviticus 19 and with the neighbor.
Count 17. You want to start from the top?
Yeah.
Leviticus chapter 19 and 8 and 17.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
No oyeras a tu hermano en tu corazón.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
And suffer not and not suffer sin upon him.
Y no se consentirás sobre el pecado. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Hold on. No te vengarás ni guardarás rencor a los hijos de tu pueblo. That's important right there, that line. That line right there is super important. Everything is important about the Bible. Don't get it twisted. But why I'm highlighting this portion here, porque estoy enfasando esta línea aquí, ¿verdad? 18. No te vengarás ni guardarás rencor a los hijos de tu pueblo. Okay? Your people, right? Right? You ain't supposed to hold any type of grudge.
Right.
Christianity doesn't taught us to hold grudges with each other, against each other. Be spiteful with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's so deeply embedded in us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Find me where it talks about Judah. Sorry.
No sweat.
Judah sin is like where it talks about a diamond point, a diamond tip pin. Go ahead.
I was going to actually add to it. Even if a brother do you wrong, the scripture even say you're supposed to forgive your brother 707. I'm paraphrasing.
7 times 10. Yeah, when Christ, when Peter was asking Christ about that. Yeah. And you can see Peter was vexed with his brother in that statement. Go ahead.
I want to bring up at the end of 17 when it said they should and not suffer sin upon him. If I'm saying you should just like people in the world that I wish death upon his brother. I wish something bad happens.
Right.
And not just that, it's actually the physical part too.
God.
It ain't just saying, man, I hope that dies. You know what I'm saying? This is also me, yo. So let me, where he at?
Right.
Where he at? You called your boy.
Right.
It got him involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you and that boy are pissed off at this dude when it was supposed to be between you and me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, he went there, and now he called 2 more boys, and next thing you know, you got 10 brothers against 1. And then, go ahead.
Next thing you know, you got this block versus this block.
That's how it is.
Over 20
when you
years.
saw that video, that's the opposite of this.
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen that video he posted up in Puerto Rico. If you didn't, post it up one time in Puerto Rico. But that's opposite of this.
Right.
And I'm glad I mentioned it, so that way you can see a
Right.
visual, even though we don't have to see that because it's our life every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's what came to mind. You know what I'm saying? But the portion about thy people is important. Right? Forget all that church stuff about love everybody. This don't sound like this to me. And it should be to everybody. It don't sound like this is talking about everybody. Because why would it just say your people?
Right.
Your people. It's cutting out everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
Go ahead.
And the Most High is powerful in how he do it because I guess he knows his children. Like it's so easy for us to love Amber Geiger. It's so easy for us to love the murderer and to love the heathens, but we can't even reciprocate or give that love to our own people who need it the most.
And you said the right word. He knows his people.
Right.
He knows his people are hard-headed, but they also compassionate people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knows that. And we just have to extend that compassion away from them and towards us. That's where it need to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, just know how the Lord plays things out in front of our faces. Even if you're in the world, you got to see how when they commit a crime, Dylan Roof, let's use him for example.
God.
What did they say about Dylan Roof? Let's go there with it for a second. What was the commentaries or reporting that they said about Dylan Roof? Now everybody here could answer online. What did they say about Dylan Roof? If you remember the story, go ahead.
They say he was a loner. He kept to himself.
Right.
He didn't bother anybody.
Right. What else?
He was from a well-kept family.
What else? Go ahead.
That's a lot. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he said something like he would have been able to do when he first came in. The people were real nice to him, was praying for him and stuff like that. And he said something to the effect of he would have been able to kill. I can't remember what he said. It was something that was real heavy.
I'm looking for about as far as them saying about his mentality,
right,
versus what was said to him. It's the same thing that they would say about every school shooter. He had mental issues,
Right.
Right? It's the same narrative. You ever notice that? Even right now with the impeachment. Even with the impeachment, they know that this dude is off and out the pocket, but yet they finding ways, right, to stand by him. Now I don't know about you, but that looks like brotherhood to me. Regardless to the fact, that looks straight up like brotherhood to me. They know their brother did something wrong, but they're not gonna put that out there. They're not gonna empty out his dirty laundry on top of the world platform. We don't do that to each other.
Right.
That's the problem with it. See, you said it, the Lord know his people. You said we don't do that to each other. We need to start doing that to each other, you know what I'm saying? And let us deal with our problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. You know? But keep going.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
And that's important. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Break that part down.
Like basically, I know I'm not gonna let myself starve. So if I see that brother eating, I'm gonna give him a piece of bread of him so he can eat just like I'm eating.
Okay, somebody else break it down.
I would say, in context with the scripture, is
with that line right there, yeah.
I would say
it would be in context. Go ahead.
I would say, I would want someone to forgive me for some foul stuff that I did. So I'm gonna forgive
somebody else.
So like if I'm neighbor being an Israelite, because if I may prolong it, just like when they went to find a new king for Israel, they went to get King David, who didn't live next to King Samuel. He was a fellow Israelite. So to love your neighbor like yourself is to love a fellow Israelite just like you would love yourself, just like you wouldn't cut yourself or starve yourself or hurt yourself. Love the brother the same. Respect the brother like you respect yourself.
Who else? You you saying the right word, love. That's what I want. That's where I want you to stick. That's why I'm looking. That's why I keep asking. I want you to look at that word there. It's important.
Could be treat somebody, love somebody in regards to how you love yourself in regards to the commandments.
There. Yeah. Now you simplify. I think somebody there. Now you can simplify it like this. You see how the Lord said, "Thou shalt not eat swine." Paraphrasing, "Thou shalt not kill." Right? "Thou shalt not be a homosexual." So on. I'm showing you, but it's in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Even what we just reading about the brotherhood, right? Now that same following that commandment is showing love, is it not? Right. That's how you walk in the commandments.
Right.
This is love, that we keep his commandments. Right.
Right.
So since you know thou shalt not kill is in the law, now the love extends to your brother. I'm not going to kill you.
Right.
I'm not going to murder you senselessly for no reason. That's Esau. We're not Edomites. We're more compassionate than that. I'm not going to hate you. I could have a beef with you, but I'm not going to hold a grudge against you. Because why? It's in the law for us not to do that. So now I got to apply this. Everything about the law, that's why Christ, when them leaders asked him what is the greatest commandment, he cut them with them two. Back by him a 2-piece right there. Right. Which is what?
Love that God with all that heart, mind, soul.
And what else?
And then love thy brother as yourself.
Right. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Right. Thyself is what? Your own people.
Right.
Your own people. He hit him with them 2 pieces right there. They couldn't. There was nothing they could come back with after that.
Come on, come.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, we done with this? Find me. This is what I want to do. Find me the account in Joshua when the Judite did not follow the order.
Okay, come on.
And find me when I think it was one of the Levites who put the strange smoke on the altar.
Also, I had the scripture, the precept you asked me for earlier.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 1. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart.
Somebody explain that part. The sin of Judah. Boy, read it again.
Oh, it's like the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of their altars.
See? So somebody make me understand that. Go ahead.
Meaning Judah is set in
But use what we're seeing first. The sin of Judah is
written with a pen of iron.
Right. So now imagine a pen of iron, right? Go ahead.
And with the point of a diamond.
Right, a point of a diamond. Why is using the analogy of a diamond tip?
Because it's diamond is used to cut, to engrave.
Right. But it's also a hard substance. Right. When you use it to engrave. Right. Go ahead.
Come on. It is graven upon the table of their heart.
What's the table of their heart? Their mind. Right. There you go, right? Go ahead.
And upon the horns of your altars.
Right. So what's the Lord telling us there?
Meaning Judah is set in their heart to sin. And
you're right. And it's just like if we were taking a diamond tip pen, right? And it's like embedded in them.
Right.
Right?
Come.
It ain't just talking about Judah, it's talking about the southern kingdom. But it's also extended to the other tribes.
Right.
Like it's the reason why I'm bringing this out because it all falls into the narrative of holding grudges. Right. Not loving your brother and also dissing the Lord. Right. When we was in the word and we did this.
Right.
We are not only just hated ourselves, we show hatred towards the Lord too, because we disrespect him. And disrespect ourselves, right? But when the putting in the mindset of wanting to go get that cocaine or wanting to roll that blunt, or wanting to go rob this place or wanting to murder that person, it was already set in you. Right? Without the law, it's just like all these things are embedded into us. It's like, to put it in short, it became our culture. Which is not our culture. Which is not our culture because we learned how to be like that because of Esau, because of captivity. You know what I'm saying? And even if we was in Africa, we learned their culture. You know what I'm saying? If we was wherever we was at under whoever's captivity, we learned their culture. You know? So the things we doing is dissing the Lord. You know what I'm saying? To put it in short. Everything, our life was, without even realizing we was dissing the Lord. Straight up and down. Now imagine if we was raised up in church. When they sung the hymnals, right? Sung out the hymnal and the whole choir got up and started singing that we wrong. And bringing out all that stuff. Then it would make you start thinking, damn, they probably got a point right there. But you don't hear that much. I don't remember hearing that much in church. And I'm glad I never went that long, but the times I did go, I never heard. I know. I know. What I asked for right now?
Oh, you wanted
I got Leviticus chapter 10.
Yeah, the strange fire.
Okay, good.
The book of Leviticus chapter 10, verse 1.
One of Joshua's one I want to go. Go ahead.
And Nadab and Abihu.
You said Leviticus what?
Chapter 10, verse 1.
10 and 1, right? The sister, you got a Bible?
I got.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 and 1, go ahead.
And Nadab and Slaki. I want to see this correct.
Okay, so estamos en Levítico capítulo 10 y versículo 1, go ahead.
And Nadab and Abihu,
Uh-huh.
the son of Aaron, took either of them his censer
Uh-huh.
and put fire therein, and put incense therein, and offered strange fires before the Lord.
Uh-huh. Now you got to go back to the previous chapter when the Lord said what you could put on there. That's what we need to help the people understand. And I'll explain to you why I'm going here. Now we know these are sons of Aaron, right? So we know that these are Levites, right? They had priestly duties, right? And I'm gonna just give for the time's sake. I'm gonna just tell you, the Lord already told what was allowed to be put on the incense, right?
God.
Which was frankincense and myrrh, right? That's what you're supposed to put on there. Nothing else. And he was specific about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord, when he told you something, that's what he wants. Point blank, plain and simple. I mean, if you look within when they did the temple, the intricate designs that the Lord told, this is how I want, this is the measurement, I want it this color, I want you to look like this. Even with the Ark of the Covenant, you realize how specific he was on how it should look like, what should be in there, what materials to use. It was specific.
Yep.
And you couldn't diverge from that order. It had to be done just how it's no different than Daddy saying, you get up at 7 in the morning. That bed better be done by 7:15 or else.
Right.
What's gonna be on your mind?
Or else, somebody.
The or else part. You heard? You damn near trained yourself to go to bed with the sheets already tucked in the right way. All you have to do is roll out of bed, whoop, and it's done already. You know, because you know Daddy was specific. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up with a daddy like I did,
Right.
with a mother like I did, you have to be there. But this is how the Lord is. He's specific.
Right.
Close it up, girl. Close it up, dale.
I'm done.
Okay, chévere, close it up. All right. So no, go back to the 10 and 1. So now go back to 10 and 1. Start from the top.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 10, verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the son of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein, and put incense therein, and offered strange fires before the Lord, which he commanded them not.
There it is, right?
Right.
That's the point. He told him, he gave him an order, in other words, don't put no strange fire in there, right?
Right.
But they got the curiosity get the better of them. They let a demon make them curious, right? And they already knew that they priests because they're sons of Aaron, right? The sons of Aaron, each of them had specific duties. Some were going to be the ones that chop up stuff. Others were going to be ones guarding.
Right.
Others were going to be the ones policing. Others were going to be the one writing down records. Others were going to be the one blowing horns, so on and so forth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But these brothers right here, they were like, you know what? Let's see what happened. Go ahead.
If I may add to it, I remember I was talking to this female, and she was telling me, she was saying I was strange because I don't burn sage.
Say that again?
I was talking to the sister, and she was saying I was strange because I don't burn sage. That's a strange fire to the Lord. You know, I burn frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah.
But sage is supposed to get rid of the dead spirits in the house.
Right.
I'm not.
And you being Levi,
Right.
you're gonna just cut it with that stuff in voodoo.
God, I did. Cut.
Go ahead.
If I may too, sir, lighting that weed is strange.
It is.
Strange offerings. A lot of people, when you smoke, like me, when I was smoking, I thought I was getting closer to God. Like, God wants me to do this right here. And so it's like we offer up that strange scent to the Lord.
You know, that's what book, chapter, and verse.
Amos.
Amos,
you talking about
The smoking, the burn to thy lips.
Isaiah 66, right?
Here come.
I thought it was Proverbs.
Yeah, that's it. That's that one.
They dig it up evil.
Yeah, it's wicked, man. But there's also the one in Isaiah 66 by the grove. But we're not gonna go into it, but it's in Isaiah. Somebody writing here. Hold on, give me a second.
Also, I got the precepts you want in Joshua too, sir.
Okay, hold on. Let's finish this here, right? So they burn strange incense, right? Go ahead, let me real quick in Spanish. Los hijos de Aarón, Nadab y Abiú tomaron cada uno su incensario y pusieron fuego en ellos, sobre el cual pusieron perfume y ofrecieron delante del Señor fuego extraño, que él nunca les mandó. Okay, that's just what you just said in English.
Verse 2. Verse 2. And there went out a fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord.
Now you can imagine that.
God.
I always like to call it a laser beam. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Oof. Roasted right there.
Right.
When I read this, I was like, damn. When I first read it, I was like, damn, he's serious about his thing.
God. Right.
He's straight up serious. Like you better follow that thing to the T.
Yeah, right.
It's like when people you hear stories about how when people smoking whatever and they fall asleep in a couch catch on fire.
Back in the subway syndrome.
God.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. I don't know. Did that happen in Chicago?
That happens all the time.
All the time.
Like people, he talking about like people smoking and falling asleep and
I'm talking about in the back of the train. Who's texting me, boy? Somebody messaging me.
Yeah, that's the group chat.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. Salakia. Let me read that part in Spanish. Y salió fuego delante del Señor que lo quemó y murieron delante del Señor, ¿verdad? Entonces, esto es las reglas en que el Señor dijo a los hijos de Aarón lo que deben quemar, ¿verdad? En lo incensario, y no obedecieron, decidieron poner humo extraño. ¿Y qué sucede? Por consecuencia de eso, él lo mató. ¿Okay? Cuando, como le dije a tu hermano, cuando yo primeramente leí ese precepto, ahí me di de cuenta que el Señor es súper serio con sus mandatos. ¿Sí? Very important to always remember that he's very serious about his laws, his orders, you know what I'm saying, specifics. You know what I'm saying? Now give me, and I'm gonna bring them two together, but read this.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing for Achan, the son of Carmi.
You said we're in Joshua?
Chapter 7, verse 1.
Okay, go ahead. Keep it right from the top.
But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing for Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel.
Back in Spanish. Pero los hijos de Israel cometieron prevaricación en el anatema, porque Achan, hijo de Carmi, hijo de Zabdi, hijo de SERA, de la tribu de Judá, tomó del anatema, y la ira del Señor se encendió contra los hijos de Israel. Keep going.
Verse 2. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Beth-aven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai.
Right. So dice, Josué envió hombres desde Jericó a Ai, que estaba junto a Beth-aven, hacia el oriente de Betel, y habló diciendo, subid y reconocer la tierra. Y ellos subieron y reconocieron a Ai.
Verse 3.
So as you following, right? We already seen that one of the this brother from Judah, what's his name? Akkad, right? Did something that he wasn't supposed to. What was the thing what was the order given? If anybody can remember.
The order was given once they take this city over, burn and kill everything. Destroy everything.
Everything, right? Now, by him not doing that, did two things.
Right.
And that's why I'm bringing it all together with what we just read there. The two things are
one, it angered the Lord,
and
against the Lord.
Right, and the other one?
And it harmed his people.
His people, right? Right. That's showing you that not even following not the orders is unbrotherly. Because he could put you and your brethren in danger. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're in camp, right? We're in camp. We're told certain things that we have to do It ain't just for your safety,
Right.
right? But it's for the safety of everyone else.
Right.
When we, what's the term used? Secure an area,
Right.
right? When we secure an area, it's for that purpose,
Right.
right? Not just for you, but for everybody that's in the camp, right?
Right.
And if somebody is not secure in the area, he leaves a hole.
Right.
And anybody can walk in and do whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep going, but we're going to read the end result of this, brother.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, and it's like this. Yeah, verse 3. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite I.S.U.P.K, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
Okay. What's the brand? It's still real good.
That's something kind of sharp brought down. That's
Good.
Yeah.
Y volviendo a Josué dijeron, no sube todo el pueblo, mas suben más 2,000 o como 3,000 hombres y tomarán ahí. No fatiguéis a todo el pueblo ahí porque son pocos. Okay. So, entonces el cuento es que el orden dado fue que cuando Israel iba a venir a esta tierra, que tenían que destruir todo personas vivientes y animales y no tomar nada, absolutamente nada de esta gente, sino destruirlo. Este hermano acá del tribu de Judá no hizo eso, que causó la ira del Señor en contra del Señor, y también no se preocupó el daño que iba a causar no solamente a él, sino a su gente. Okay, keep going.
Come. Verse 4. So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of I.S.U.P.K, and the men,
okay, 4. Y subieron allá del pueblo como 3,000 hombres, los cuales huyeron delante de los I.S.U.P.K.
Verse 5. And the men of I.S.U.P.K smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate, even unto Shabar, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water.
Okay. Y los de ahí huyeron de ellos como 36 hombres y siguieronlos desde la puerta hasta Sebarim y los rompieron en la bajada por lo que se desvolvió el corazón del pueblo y vino a ser como agua. Okay, so now you see what happened right here, right?
God.
Because of such act, when they went to, survey the land, and after that sent the men, they were afraid. Right? They were afraid of getting their tails whipped. 36 men died for good.
I was gonna say, imagine how prideful LIE was as far as.
Say that again for the time.
Imagine how prideful these people with LIE was for chasing the men of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got real prideful, puffed up. Right.
Esau.
God.
Esau. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But continue.
God. Verse 6. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face.
So right there, he's like, yo, you can tell in his mind, he's like, yo, something up with this.
Right.
Something up with this, right?
Right.
So what do you mean rent his clothes and tear his clothes, right? And fell upon the earth, fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord. Keep going.
Until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads.
Okay. Entonces José rompió su vestido y prostróse en la tierra sobre su rostro delante del arca del Señor hasta la tarde. Él y los ancianos de Israel y echaron polvo sobre su cabeza. Keep going. So, but they humbled themselves.
Right.
They got very low and humbled themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought his people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us? Would to God we had been content and dwelt on the other side Jordan.
Okay. Josué dijo, ay Señor, ¿por qué hiciste pasar a este pueblo el Jordán para entregarnos en la mano de los amoreos que nos destruyan? Ojalá nos hubieran quedado de la otra parte del Jordán. Okay. So now he's making a supplication to the Lord.
Right.
You know, baby, it put it in short, asking the Lord, well, why would you have these people come over to Jordan only to fall into the hands of the Amorites?
Okay.
Everybody know who the Amorites is? You don't know his dictionary. Let's find out.
Okay.
And they show you something there about the Amorites. Y'all can get that book. That book is the same one as he got. You know, so it's a different color, but it's the exact same thing on it. I got that one at a real good deal. That one did. And yeah, just be careful not opening it too wide now, because it's very much more older than that one. You can see it's already yellow. All right. If I can't find it, no problem. I'll just give it to you short. I just wanted to see if anybody could find it to give a little something about them.
Yes, like so. I know this is the compact. It might be in the full.
Right.
The full.
So they're not talking about anything about the Amorites.
Now I see Ammonites, but not the Amorites.
Not the Amorites. Okay.
I see Amaranthine,
but not Amorites.
Amariah.
Okay. Just to put it short, I don't sweat. I don't sweat. You probably right. They probably in the. It's the same one. It's the same one. That one just printed earlier.
Okay, come on.
That's why the pages are yellow the way it looks.
Come.
Amorites are children of Ham. Okay?
Come.
Amorites are the children of Ham. You know this because the land was known as what before Israel took it over?
Canaan?
Yeah, the land of Canaan.
Right, come.
Okay? These were Africans.
Right.
What we call today Africans.
So come.
You know what I'm saying? But keep going now. So now we got that understanding out the way, right? The Amorites, right? So he made a supplication to the Lord. You know, why are you going to put us into the hand of these people?
Right.
Right? But there was something more than just that. Now he's going to find out. Keep going.
Oh, God. Verse 8. O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies?
Ay, Señor, ¿qué diré? Ya que Israel ha vuelto la espalda delante de su enemigo, you know, because they're running in fear. I don't want to use the word, but they cowered up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that spirit came about because of something that was done.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to be done. Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land.
There it is. That's the answer. Right.
Shall hear of it and shall environ us. And shall environ us round and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name?
See that? So he even knew that it was important for Israel's
reputation.
Right. That's important.
Right.
TJ's Creflo Dollar, they don't apply the brotherly love.
Right.
They talk about brotherly love, but don't apply the law to it.
Right.
To my point, didn't I mention about Donald Trump and how they try to cover up his? You see that? Joshua understood that. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Al Sharpton, all these fools don't consider that.
Right.
If anything, they're the first ones to throw us under the bus. That's what pissed me. And I guess I say it. That's what pissed me off about our leaders. They the quickest to throw you under the bus. Send them to jail. Call the cops.
Right.
They'll never say, hold up. He did what? Let us deal with him. Let us deal with him. We're gonna get to the matter. If it's out of our hands, then so be it. But we probably could fix this up. They don't never go there with it. They'll throw you right under the bus. I don't give a damn if you're in the Christian church or in the Muslim mosque. If you an Israelite in whatever religion you're in. You know what I'm saying? Joshua understood about the not just the safety, but he didn't want other nations to be like, yo, we can do whatever the hell we want to these people. Look at them. They swinging on poles. They robbing. They this, they that. The same thing that is being done today.
Right.
Everything negative in America, they always point to us. Everything. Go ahead.
It's like if I mention what you said, it's heavy. They had some pop singer or whatever. Her name is Lizzo, and she's famous for just being a whore. She's not talented in my personal opinion, but she's famous for being a whore and her music. Anyway, she went to a Laker game with a pretty much a t-shirt with the back cut out, and she was wearing a thong. And so at the Lakers game, she's like she twerking and all that with her cheeks out.
Was she that fast?
Yeah, come. And so what you're saying is heavy is she don't take into account of what you're doing to the reputation of Black, Hispanic, Native Americans.
Not just her, but to her people.
To her, right, come.
Because of our leaders.
Right.
That's why we got to thank Most High Christ for commanding General Yohanan, the men that's above us.
Yeah,
They take account to all those things.
Right.
Our reputation is important,
right.
Because when we tarnish our name, whose name we really tarnish?
The Most High.
Most High. You don't think if you're my children and you do something, you don't think I'm gonna be at home embarrassed?
Right, come.
When I see you, I'm gonna punch you, I'm gonna punch your head out straight up and down. You my son, but
right.
you did this. So boy, you better not come around. Go ahead.
Now, I was gonna go a little bit more deeper because you watch the news. Whenever like a Black, Hispanic, and Native American do something, they always say,
"Oh, we just lost connection, internet connection."
Internet connection.
Okay.
You'll always hear the news reporters call us thugs, gangsters. But the moment their people do something, he was a college student. He didn't have a girlfriend. He was depressed. They uplift them
to that point.
Yeah.
To that point, they find excuses, right? Because they consider, well, we don't want our people to be known that we're like this. We don't want our people to be known that this is what we do.
Right.
We don't want it to be known on the planet Earth that this is our MO.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? Even though the whole planet sees the MO, it's clear, it's obvious.
Right.
But they still try. You know what I'm saying? When it says, and you are absolutely right on the news, in local news, right? Local news is always filled with Blacks and Latinos.
Right.
Blacks and Latinos or Native Indians, depending where you are in the United States. Go ahead.
Okay. It was I want to say last week when General Muhammad was teaching class about and someone asked a question, or it was a situation, and it was something I just learned in that class, and he was saying the brother got surrounded by 3 Muslims, and and he was like, all right, you got it, and General Muhammad basically checked him. He was like, no, you don't ever do that. You messing with the reputation of the school. Right. What you need to do is call.
What did I say earlier? They concerned about the reputation.
Right.
Exactly. Like that, and that's important.
Right.
It's important not just to I.S.U.P.K. It's important to the Lord.
Right.
Very important. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. When it's his day, you know what day I'm talking about. Everybody gonna know the Lord.
Right.
Everybody gonna know the Lord on that day. They're gonna be like, yo, we should have never touched and laid a hair on his people.
Right.
You're gonna find out that day. He's not no joke. Straight up and down. Go ahead.
So like what you said.
I say that some of you brothers light up.
That's the patience of the saints. I like, but if I may, you know who else understands that? Esau. Esau makes it a point. You kill one of ours, we're killing 10 of yours, and to the point where it's in their doctrine, it's in their SOPs that we can't allow to be looked at as this. You can't do this to an American. You can't do this to one of ours. And so they understand the reputation of who you are is so important. Even the devil understands that.
I was gonna go a little bit more deeper. It was a video that was going around on Facebook of a white man in Popeye saying, "Move, nigger."
I see that.
And in the comment, even the wicked about people, even though the reputations, because they were just like, why would you let that one white man say that amongst all of the brothers that was in the store? So that right there is kind of spiritual, because that's showing the reputations that we weak and won't speak up. They making us all look weak.
They got
But even to get away with that in front of a group,
exactly,
it's saying, because that's how I took it at that. Him saying that in front of a group of brothers and sisters boldly, is this everyday conversation on their table about us. Every day. Oh, look at them. Look, when I turn on the channels, I see them be the gangster, the whore, the this and that. These people are worthless, man. You do whatever the hell you want.
Okay, that's the precept for that. I would say would be correct me if I'm wrong, but is the mark of Cain. Whatever you do, it will be returned to you sevenfold. What you do to
but that has nothing to do with the reputation.
No, but well, getting at is
The outcome.
if we attack Esau, we know what's going to happen to it. Just like he was saying, you kill one of ours, they're going to kill.
Okay, to that point, yeah. To that, because we're not supposed to lay a hand on, that's the
Right.
Lord. To that point. But we're talking about the reputation which embodies into the brotherhood. That's what we're going. That's why I started off with Leviticus. Because there's certain things we got to do towards each other that we're not doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not here, of course, you're never going to do it. Point blank, plain and simple. And that's what I'm referring to. But as a people, we're supposed to be concerned with each other to that effect and beyond.
God.
It's important. You know what I'm saying? I know that brothers out there, because I hear sometimes when that they don't like the family. See, this is why people talk about us. I hear that all the time.
Right.
This is why people talk about us. This is why people treat us like this. And I hear you.
Right.
I understand it. And it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
Don't tell me about it. Go tell your pastor about it.
Right.
Go to his face. Yo, you see this? It's your fault. Go tell that to Reverend the Black Caucus.
Right.
Because that's what they're looking at.
Okay.
They're looking at the Black Caucus and the religious leader like beggars. You a beggar, you a coward, yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You a coward, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should, and they're looking at it in the sense, like, how much more you want from us? We done gave you, like, look, your sports celebrities got money. Your actors got money. Your rappers got money. Why don't you start helping each other out? They're looking at those things. We're literally looking at those things. And all they see is you still, y'all don't come together. I've done heard white people tell me this.
Yep. Come.
You know, conversations, and I gotta be like, but in my brain, I'm like, yeah, it's your fault though. I ain't keep it professional, but
Yeah.
but that's what it is, and it's heavy that's in there. That's in there for a lesson.
Yeah. Come.
Did we finish it though?
God. It's
No, I want to go to the part about the consequences. You know, with the Joshua.
Achan, what happened to him?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can skip down to
So we left it off at what 10, right?
10, so that's
Oh yeah, so we're supposed to go into 10 now, I believe. Right?
yeah, we can go into 10.
Go ahead.
I'll read it. Leviticus chapter 7.
Joshua.
Salaki. Joshua chapter 7, verse 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua, get thee up, wherefore, least thou thus upon thy face. Verse 11. Salaki, you want to break it down? Or keep going?
Hold on. Read it one more time.
Verse 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua, get thee up, wherefore, least thou thus upon thy face.
So he's telling him to pick yourself up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me read this passage. Y el Señor dijo a Josué, levántate porque te postras así, ¿por qué te postras así sobre la tierra? He's asking him a question, right?
Right.
Right? What he's saying, get thee up. Wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face?
Right.
Like, get up, man. Come on your face like that. Get up.
Right.
He's checking him, sort of.
God.
Keep going.
Verse 11. Israel hath sinned.
Yeah, he's telling them Israel sinned.
Right.
You want to know what's going on? Israel has sinned. Notice he didn't even point out one dude.
Right.
The whole nation.
You see that, right?
Right. Come.
Go ahead.
And they have also transgressed my covenant.
Right, so hold on. Dice, Israel ha pecado y aún quebrantado mi pacto. Go ahead.
Which I commanded them.
Que yo les había mandado, right? Nota que el Señor no específicamente apuntó a ese hermano acá del tribu de Judá, sino habló sobre el pueblo entero. Go ahead.
It's like, for they have even taken of the accursed thing.
Pues aún han tomado del anatema, go ahead.
And have also stolen.
Y hasta han hurtado, go ahead.
And dissembled also.
Y también han mentido, go ahead.
And they have put it even among their own stuff.
Y aún lo han guardado entre sus enseres. Okay. Ensembled. What is he saying there?
Taking apart.
It sounded right, but what do you mean though? Lie.
Right. Come.
He lying. Okay. And
Yeah,
you're gonna see it later on.
Right. Like to deceive.
Right. He's talking about the who did it, but he's saying Israel did it.
Right. God.
Right. And it's the thing that we gotta realize. Right? Remember I was talking about the namesake, right? One do it, they blame us all for it, right?
God.
And we know this even without the truth. If one do it, they're gonna look at all of us like this.
God.
You know, like when they used to say our Puerto Ricans are lazy, right? They say Puerto Ricans are lazy. So now, even though I'm not a lazy Puerto Rican, right?
God.
They're gonna blame all of us for you heard the term too, Puerto Rican pigs. You Puerto Ricans are pigs, you Puerto Ricans are this, Puerto Ricans are that. They blame us all for it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna make something simple, like for example, like
How simple we talking about?
like it's gonna be on topic, but it's gonna be a scenario like with the thugs, how they sag their pants, and somebody from the suburbs might sag their pants, man, their heart, you know, your mom would tell you don't do that because they're gonna look at you like the rest of them niggas.
Yeah.
Something simple as that.
Keep going.
Verse 12. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies. But
So he's letting them know this is the reason why. They go before their enemies, they can't fight, they can't stand, they can't hold it down.
Right.
All right, so let me go back and Spanish real fast. Ya estarán hurtados y también han mentido y aún lo han guardado entre sus seres. Por esto los hijos de Israel no podrán estar delante de su enemigo. Keep going.
But turn their backs before their enemies.
Sino que delante de sus enemigos volverán la espalda. Go ahead.
Because they were accursed.
Porque por cuanto han venido a ser anatema. Go ahead.
Neither will I be with you anymore.
Ni seré más con vosotros. Go ahead.
Except you destroy the accursed from among you.
Si no destruiréis el anatema de en medio de vosotros. Right? So you see how you wrote that? What does that sound like?
It's a lot.
Think about the Lord. Go ahead.
I was about to say that does not sound like the Christian God at all.
No. And it sounds like a what type of move?
Gangster move?
There.
Yeah, calm.
Yeah.
So like he just
You
put
think
it
about one scene here, the round table. What's the name of that movie right there? Robert De Niro's walking around with the bag. Remember that movie?
Casino.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he
that's
played Capone.
No, it was Untouchables.
No, he played. But he played what? No,
It was Al Capone.
Al Capone, right? He played Capone, right? He went around the table. They discussed in the business that should have been done, but somebody didn't do what he said.
Right.
So when he got to that one person, what did he do?
He just made them.
Left the brains on that plate. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say something heavy. If that can fit in with Nat Turner, because Nat Turner said something heavy.
What he said?
He have. I'm gonna just give a short number. He said he had 400 people when he asked them, how many of you want to go with me to free the slaves? 200 still came forth, and he said before we start, we got to kill these 200 that week. So that kind of like fit in with that. That's kind of heavy. Because it said get away from the ones that's among you.
I wouldn't throw it in that sense because not to that effect, only because Nat Turner should have been thinking more about why don't we, to put it short, even though he don't have the truth, but he should have been looking more forward, like, listen, let's try to find a way not to deal with these people around us. Let's get away from them versus because by that time, during the days of Nat Turner, wasn't America already like a growing superpower? Did they have already cannons? See the point?
And plus with that Nat Turner, those 200 they didn't transgress yet. They didn't sin yet. He just wanted to kill them.
It's
different. Say that again.
Those 200 didn't transgress yet. They didn't sin yet. They didn't break no law against us yet. He just wanted to kill them.
Right.
Because he felt they wasn't trustworthy. It's totally different. Nat Turner. It's totally two different things with the scripture and Nat Turner.
Right. Yeah. So, but even if we consider that, like Nat Turner should have, if he did the guy in the truth, but just off the basis, I'm not gonna put my people in danger like that. They gotta be a different alternative than to take that route because it's already bad being in America. It's already bad being black in America. It's already bad living around people who 24 hours, 7 days a week, is hating you and is conspiring and slandering your name.
Right.
And every chance they get, they're hanging you on a tree, burning you alive, sending family postcards with you roasted on it.
Right.
He should have thought about it like that. Like, I don't even want to mention the recent event
Yeah, come on.
tie it into that. I'm gonna stay away from that part. But that's the same mentality, bro. Go ahead.
If I may, sir, Nat Turner was unbrotherly and ill-equipped based off of what he did, because he didn't think about, once again, the reputation and the effect that it left on the black people that didn't get killed. Like, they don't speak about how so many laws, especially in Virginia, were changed in particular because in response of Nat Turner's rebellion. So it's like he wasn't thinking long term. He wasn't thinking about the whole of black people. He was thinking about more so his bubble. But if he really was thinking on behalf of all black people, he would have had a plan to encompass the safety of all black people. It wouldn't be black people have to be left behind, and now we have to suffer the ramifications of your decision.
Nat Turner's situation is something similar that happened in the book of Acts. And still got destroyed. Look at it, like, what?
I'm trying to remember what you're saying.
Yeah.
So like, but I agree with what he's saying, because like the outcome of the whole situation, they start killing innocent slaves because of his actions. So he had to turn himself in. So I kind of agree with him.
Let's continue, Joshua.
We have verse 13. Sanctify the people and say, sanctify yourself against tomorrow. So I keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
For thus said the Lord God of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thy enemies until you take away the accursed thing from among you.
13. Levántate, santificad al pueblo y di, santificaos para mañana, porque el Señor, el poder de Israel dice así: anatema hay en medio de ti, Israel. No podrás estar delante de tus enemigos hasta tanto que hayáis quitado el anatema en medio de vosotros. Okay, so he's letting them know, go sanctify the people. You also let them know something that's among you that's accursed. Okay, you got to get rid of that. Right? If not, you're not going to stand before your enemies. Right? Clear? Deja saber del pueblo que hay entre ustedes algo que no debe estar, que es malo, ¿verdad? Porque si no, entre su enemigo no se va a poder amparar delante de ellos. Keep going.
Verse 14. In the morning, therefore, you shall be brought according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households. And the households which the Lord shall take shall come man by man.
Allegaréis pues mañana por vuestras tribus, y la tribu que el Señor tomaré se allegará por sus familias, y la familia que el Señor tomaré se allegará por sus casas, y la casa que el Señor tomaré allegarése por los varones. So now he's lining them up right here. Right? You go among the tribes, you're going to separate them, right? And the tribe that I pull out, you're going to get them, and then by the families, and then out of those families, we're going to find that one person out. Right. I follow, right? Right? Now, I know that female pastor, she might have thought she could do the same thing in her mind, doing to that brother, to them brothers and sisters.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
Verse 15. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire.
Oh my gosh. Right? Y el que fue cogido en el anatema será quemado a fuego. Go ahead.
He and all that he had.
Right? Él y todo lo que tiene. Go ahead.
Because he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord.
Por cuanto ha quebrantado el pacto del Señor. Go ahead.
And because he hath wrought folly in Israel.
Porque ha cometido maldad en Israel. You see that?
Right.
You see that?
God.
What's folly?
Sin.
Foolishness.
Foolishness, right.
Which is that?
Right.
Folly, yeah.
Kind of, I was going to say that, like the Benjamin brothers like say folio.
Okay.
Foolishness.
God,
Right.
Come on, God.
I just have a question though. Like, say for today, since we don't like have the power to do it in Israel Kingdom, do we say, for example, if somebody sinned, do we just by not killing them, we just like kick them out of Israel for today time?
We're talking about somebody.
Like
In the
somebody
truth?
bringing their father, you know, they sinning, and then they
In
go
the truth?
infect. Yeah, kind of
What
infect
they
them.
get? Somebody answer that question.
God, forgive your brother 70 times 7.
Okay, but you talking about is that it? Okay, but he's referring to more of a, if it has something to do with the whole nation.
So like, if I may use a word that the captain said a minute ago, broad class excommunication. I mean, we could like shun him.
But before you go there,
Council.
that's what you do.
Okay, come.
That's where you go first,
God.
and then they'll make the decision.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
That's what you do.
God.
Go ahead. And if you, what's happening here though? Is this not a council?
Yeah,
also?
Kind.
Right.
Every tribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
Keep going.
Verse 16. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribes of Judah was taken.
Okay, so Josué pues levantándose de mañana hizo allegar a Israel por sus tribus y fue tomado la tribu de Judá. Go ahead.
So like, if I may, I know Judah was horrified at that point.
Could you imagine?
God.
No. If you're in the right spirit, all the tribes will be scared.
God.
Because Judah is still your brother.
God.
And you gonna be like, damn, I know that was another tribe, but damn, I hate to be in that spot right there.
God. That's what I mean. God.
Go ahead.
God, you're right. So it's like, I think about it related to the UPK, because with the truth, it's like when you see a brother get checked, it's like you would think in the world, you'd be like, yeah, get that nigga, yeah, tell him. And then it's like, in the truth, it's like,
I hope I'm not that.
yeah,
So like, if I
brother.
may add to a Hebrew Academy with Brother
Right,
There
God.
you go.
Hey, like, I mean, you worried about this, though, because his back hurt.
They all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly. Keep going.
Verse 17. And he brought the families of Judah, and he took the families of the Zarhites. Hazites. And he brought the families of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabadi was taken.
Zabdi.
Zabdi was taken.
Right, so stop right there. Let me read it fast in Spanish. Y haciendo llegar la tribu de Judá fue tomada la familia de los SERA, haciendo luego a llegar la familia de los SERA, de SERA por los varones, fue tomado Zabdi. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And he brought the household man by man, and Achan, the son of Kamai, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah was taken.
Okay, that's 18, right?
Come.
Hizo llegar su casa por los varones y fue tomado Acá, hijo de Carmi, hijo de Zabdi, hijo de Sera, de la tribu de Judá. Okay, so he did what the Lord said, line them all up, and then the tribe of Judah, then bring out all the household heads of that family, right? And then we're gonna separate the man, and Zabdi's family household came out. And you. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And Joshua said to Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confessions unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done.
So now, right, we in 20, right? So y
19.
Acá respondió
19.
o 19. Entonces Josué dijo a Acá, hijo mío, da gloria a el Señor, el poder de Israel, y dale alabanza y declárame ahora lo que ha hecho, no me lo encubres. Okay, let me say something in Spanish real fast, ¿verdad? Alabanza, right? It's saying in 19, right? And make confession, right? Right? Y dale alabanza. Alabanza es una declaración de confesar. Okay? What is confess? To confess is what? I'm going to repeat what I just said in Spanish. What is to confess?
To admit the wrong.
Go ahead.
I was going to say to reveal what you have done, to admit.
It was gonna be similar, but to reveal your sin.
And you? How about you, sis? Let me see. You know what it is? Confess.
Well, to pretty much what they said already.
And that's what would be the general statement. Confess is to say something that's gonna put you in danger.
Right.
See how simple that is?
Right.
It's not like how the church make it out to be. Oh,
Right.
say what you did wrong. Well, yeah, what you did wrong, you're gonna say it, but you endangering yourself. And the last time I checked, most of us don't want to do that. Right? You know what I'm saying? What are you telling them? Come on now. Fess up. Let's go.
Right, God.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Hide it not from me.
Don't hide it. It's already known.
God.
We know you did it already. You was pointed out. We got you here.
God.
Don't hide it. Let's go. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel.
That's in danger himself.
Right.
That right there is to spell it out easy. Now, when you hear the word confession, now you know, you say, yeah, I did it.
God.
I did it. Go ahead.
And thus have I done.
Right. Y acá respondió a Josué diciendo, verdaderamente yo he pecado contra el Señor, el poder de Israel, y he hecho así y así. You say, I did it like this and I did it like that. Go ahead.
Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils of goodly Babylonish garment and 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and
Covered it.
covered them, and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it.
Lesson to be learned here. Let me read it first in Spanish.
God.
Que vi entre los despojos un manto babilónica muy bueno y 200 ciclos de plata y un changote de oro de peso de 50 ciclos, lo cual codicié y tomé, y aquí que hasta escondido debajo de la tierra en el medio de mi tienda y el dinero debajo de ellos. Okay, so now he fessed up and he said what he took. Where is it at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Church, teach you how to be covetousness.
God.
That video that I posted is an example of that.
God.
Because all she wanted was the tithes by any means.
Right,
Because
right.
why? She covets money.
Right.
Covets money. Just like every last one of any Israelite that's in the political arena or in the religious arena.
God.
Every last one of want money.
God.
How many people die over money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many people die over money? And here's the thing. People confuse the term for the love of money is the root of all evil, right?
God.
People heard that over and over throughout generations. Their definition is, well, money is evil, and
Right.
it's not. It's telling you what is
Right.
the root of all evil.
Right.
What is it?
The love.
The love of it.
Right.
God.
If you don't love it, you get covered it,
Right.
right?
God.
And this love of money caused his people to get killed.
God. So like what you just said, it's heavy. Even in that church, that dragon pastor, she
That what you said?
the dragon, the dragon, the monster.
Go ahead.
She coveted money so much that she embarrassed those people. But not only what she did was she inspired those people that didn't have it to now covet and go out and get it by any means. So now, because I'm embarrassing church, now I'm gonna go rob somebody to make it. Just like it's in the black Christian church, black drug dealers feel good being able to go into church and give the money to the church, but it's like you coveted to get this money.
Okay.
I wouldn't say fully that would be the case. I would more say that they will make you feel bad,
God.
right? And she broke their spirit, and then follow through with something to build their spirit back up. She just plain out just shot them to the ground and left them there. Prior to that, she's telling the other people, well, as before she even called them, she said, well, some of y'all that got cars, that got houses, y'all could easily go sell those things and bring the money. Like, damn, yo, where they supposed to live at?
Right.
Go ahead.
What she did was a strategic move, just like a pimp would do to his hoes.
Yep.
This hoe didn't come with the money, so I'm gonna beat her down
In front of the other.
in front of the other hoes,
Right.
so y'all won't do the same thing.
It's
pimping
exactly
right
what
there,
it is. And that's the spirit behind it. But at the same time, the spirit of covetousness right
Come
there,
on.
right? And she don't even consider, damn, I should not have done that because that could bring the wrath of the Lord upon me.
Right.
She didn't even consider that, but she's gonna find out quick, fast, and in a hurry that business being put out there for all Israel to find out. Because I found out, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that found out. That's gonna be put. You're gonna find out about it.
Right.
Somebody give me a time check.
Time check 8:52.
So let's finish this account here.
Verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And they took them out of the midst of the tent.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. So Joshua sent messengers and ran into the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent.
Right. So he sent his brothers to go find out.
And the
To go look, find those items. Go ahead.
and the silver under it.
Uh-huh.
Verse 23. And they took them out of the midst of the tent and brought them unto Joshua.
Right. So 22. Let me read quickly fast. 22. Josué entonces envió mensajeros, los cuales fueron corriendo a la tienda, y aquí estaba escondido en su tienda y el dinero debajo de ella. 23. Y tomando en el medio de la tienda, trajeronlo a Josué y a todos los hijos de Israel y se pusieron delante del Señor. Keep going.
And brought them unto Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord.
Here's the evidence. This sounds like a court situation here too, right?
So, God,
Exhibit A,
Exhibit.
B, and C. Here we go. Brock, go ahead.
Verse 24. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan and the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his ox, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent.
Keep going.
Keep
going.
And all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
Right. Entonces Josué y todo Israel con él tomó a Achan, hijo de Sera, y el dinero, y el manto, y el changote de oro, y sus hijos, y sus hijas, y sus bueyes, y sus asnos, y sus ovejas, y su tienda, y todo cuanto tenía. Y lleváronlo todo al valle de Achor. So they brought all his possessions. Not only his possessions, his animals, his kids, right? Daughters and sons, right?
His wife.
The thing that he stole, his wife,
His crib.
Right.
everything,
His whole
everything, yo.
God.
Keep going.
Good.
Verse 25. And Joshua said, while thou hast troubled us,
Go ahead.
the Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and burned them with fire. And after they had stoned them with stones,
Sapete. Y dijo José, ¿por qué no has turbado? Tú vete el Señor en este día. Y todos los israelitas los apedrearon y los quemaron a fuego después de apedreándolos con piedras. Okay, so he tell them, why you troubled us this day? Why did you cause this to happen to us? Why you gave us this headache? You know what I'm saying? So all the kids, right, all the children of Israel took him to this valley. Here's a ditch, put him there, everything that he owned.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine you there with your wife, your kids, and your kids are looking at you and they can't do nothing about it?
Right.
All because you was greedy and selfish and a coward at that.
Right.
And unbrotherly. Could you imagine that? Imagine if that would, and the thing was crazy about Israel, we'll respond to seeing one of us hurt, to make us stop. That's the sad part about us.
God.
You know, if we don't see it in the immediate, like, could you imagine if those things were applied right now? Oh, you sold drugs to these people? Get them all, round them all up, round them, every last drug dealer that's on the block, and tie them all together, make a hole for them.
Right.
Could you imagine that? And then don't stop there. If their mamas,
Right.
if their grandmothers, They got kids, bring them all too. Take the soul for the TV, that nice flat screen TV. Put that limo in that ditch also with them. Everything that they own. The house, everything. Put it right there in that ditch. Light it up on fire. You stoning them. And then could you imagine everybody was looking in horror and seeing flesh crackling before your eyes, live front. If any of them are alive left after that stoning. If any of them are screaming in the agony of the pain of being burnt alive, if they're still alive.
God.
Do you imagine that?
Oh, God.
You could? You want to see it right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't. I don't want to see it. That's a horrible sight.
So, Lock, I don't want to see it, my people.
Yeah, no doubt. But that my point is to our people. We're talking about Israel now. It's will be a joy in that day to our enemies. But right now, you know that right there to our enemies is the Lord, but to our own people, I'm just bringing it. Imagine the whole thing happening in the 2019 era. That'd be something that I don't think none of us will ever forget ever.
Right.
And you'll teach your kids, yo, don't ever steal it, because you'll start screaming at your kids. You see this? That ain't gonna be us. Go ahead.
And what happened there is the Most High is setting in stone his reputation. Like he's
on top of that,
right. He's making it known.
On top of that, he's making sure that the evil don't remain in the land.
Right.
Because the evil remaining in the land kills the brotherhood. Kills on first and foremost his orders. You done dissed him. On top of that, you done been unbrotherly towards me and to your own people.
Okay.
Kill the whole thing. Go ahead.
To bring out what you were saying with the untouchables, I want him dead. I want his kids dead.
Oh, you remember that? There you go.
To the ground.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
That's why I said it's a gangster move here. People understand you can be Jesus in church. Better know the Lord can get straight up gangster with you. You don't want that. You don't want that. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kazak Ahmad. Before we hold on. Anybody got a question now? Get it up real quick.
I got a question on the same topic, right?
Go ahead.
In the last scripture, it says the stones was piled up over until this day.
Oh yeah, God.
You're trying to make a point, not a question, right?
So
Is that a comment or a question?
That was a question of the very last scripture.
Okay, and they raised over him a great heap of stone unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierce of his anger. Of course he would. Wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Car unto this day.
So unto this day, this is the valley. This is the stone.
Okay.
We probably won't know what to see it if we see it.
Right, today we probably won't know with it because of the process of time and us being in captivity.
Right.
But the author of who wrote this, the scribe, I'm gonna say it like that, the scribe who wrote this event, who chronicled this event, used that term unto this day, meaning when we was in that situation dealing with that brother.
For a long time.
You know, to this day.
Okay.
Why was it placed there?
As a reminder.
For yeah, but be more specific. There's a reminder to
Keep sin away from Israel.
To remember, don't be this guy.
Right.
Because this is going to happen to you.
God.
How many times our parents have said that? How many of you got brothers and sisters
God.
and saw them take a nice, good weapon, and their parent look at you, you want some of this too?
Yeah. Right.
What you gonna do? You back off, right? That's not gonna be me.
Right.
That's the same weapon. So with that, is that it?
God.
Priest of Moses, because I got more. Let's go.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 to 10. means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives, you give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Our upcoming holy convocation is the feast of the dedication. That's the Hanukkah. That's the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. That's Friday, December 20th, 2019 for 8 days. You can find this in 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 to 61.
Let me say a point onto this, which means this, right? This is for everybody, including those that are on here. That day is a memorial, meaning the subject for that day is going to be the dedication, okay?
Right.
That's the subject for that day, okay? But we still, in the spirit, just come into class as a regular class, but with food, with drinks. So put that on your list to have that for that day, okay? Food, drinks, napkins, all that, beer, some of this good stuff right here. This better be there, you know what I'm saying?
So, like,
Go ahead.
are we having a separate one from Baltimore?
No, we're going there. We're all going to Baltimore, okay?
Okay.
3428 Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, right? But for those of y'all in your branches, make sure to start preparing that now. I'm going to be sending out a general text to all the heads of the Sabbath service in your branch. All right, to start making preparation for that now. And there's another message behind that, but that'll be with them. But continue.
Remind Akim and Agwapian to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say Imagine, which means to stand. Wakum Yahakwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew first. Repeat after me. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayah. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak with Ka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Ba'arataza. Kawak. Haya. Bashamaya. Nathamlanawa. Lakam. Kaw. Yawam. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawak now. Kasalak now. Kawak now. Wala'ah. Tabaya'ai now. Bonasaya 1. Abal. Hawashai now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahatapara. La'ai Walamya. Aman.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
We'll do the Hakak, the power.
Yahweh,
Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Nathanawa, Hakak, Lara Pa'ah, Kamakala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lahakwim, Hamathim, Hakak, Arakawak, Hatama Allah, Lagarasham, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Tawada
English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power, the power to heal, all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
We'll do the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazabaya.
Alawak Yahanna.
Alawak Yahanna.
Ha Alawapia.
Alawak
Ha Saranyam.
Hasarani.
Ha Quatazayanyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Ha Kayayayam.
Hakayayayam.
Waha Slaki. Wa
Wahakwathiam.
right. Waha Quatia.
Wahakwathiam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
Wadaman. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General
The
Yahanna.
general.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
And
earth.
all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction
And punishment and destruction.
to the heathen
To the heathen.
that speak against us.
That speak against
Thy
us.
prophets,
Thy prophets.
the teachers,
The teachers.
the princes,
The princes.
the priests,
The priests.
the Israelite brothers,
The Israelite brothers.
and the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses.
and punishment and destruction
And punishment and destruction.
to the heathen
To the heathen.
and shake loose the treasure
And shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of
that
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the
Force
school.
their riches
Force their riches.
to enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses.
and punishment and destruction
And punishment and destruction.
to the Edomites
To the
and
Edomites.
the nations
And the
and their
nations.
drug dealers,
And drug
the
dealers.
court system,
The court system.
the prison system,
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood.
all the governments of our enemies,
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues. and
Roman
armies.
Catholic Church,
The Roman Catholic Church.
Pope,
Pope.
Islam,
Islam.
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology.
militia,
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation.
skinheads,
Skinheads.
Posse Comitazi,
Nazi Comitazi.
gay women,
The gay movement.
lesbian movement,
The lesbian
spies,
Spies.
workers of witchcraft,
Workers of
NASA
witchcraft.
space program,
NASA space
Army,
program. Army.
Navy,
Navy.
Air Force,
Air Force.
Marines,
Marines.
Wall Street,
Wall Street.
open up the internet
Open up the
and the
internet.
airwaves,
And the
the
airwaves.
cable access
The
channel,
cable access channel.
and the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit
Convict the
of
spirit
many of thy people
of any of thy
that
people
seek to stop us
that seek to stop
and
us.
bring swift destruction
And bring swift destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the
or
way
try to stop us
or try to stop
from
us
broadcasting your words
from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the
Cause
plagues.
them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and
through
fro
the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues
Let the plagues
shake the house of the thief
shake the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai,
Let Yahweh Shai,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying
and
saucer
punish all the heathen
and punish all the
that
heathen
come up against us
that come up against
as
us
we speak thy word.
as we speak thy
Cause
word.
it to be known by all
Cause it to be known by
that
all
it is the angels
that it is the
that
angels
have done it.
that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake in thy coming.
Cause them to shake
In
in
the
thy
name of
coming.
Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. That's it, sir. We're going to do the bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh. Bahashim.
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Waya Sha'ala.
Yahweh
Wahabaya.
Shai.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Agun.
Bahashim.
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
Wadaman. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai.
name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
Loved ones.
Loved
In
ones.
the name of Yahweh
In
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. With that, men of Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute. It's like a men of Israel saw. We're going to get one courtesy salute to the teacher. Sister, go ahead and have a seat. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, I imagine, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam.
How about Shem Yahshua Barakatam?
That's Matai, men of Israel saw. Sister, you go ahead and stand.
We'll give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Adatham, Bahashem Yahushai. Since you'll say Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Al,
Al,
Atha,
Atha,
Bahashem,
Bahasham,
Yahushai.
Yahushua.
Yazmatah, dismissed.